on YouTube. Jack and I are. So we just finished up Phantom of the Opera. And like I said, Jack is my boyfriend, and that's one of our favorite musicals.
Yes.
So if you have any questions for the two of us, him or myself, we'll be happy to answer for them. So like I
Sure.
said, Jack and I, we were talking, and like I said, we said, you know what? We both like Orville. We both like each other as friends. What the heck?
Right. And it took about a year.
It
You
did.
mentioned it took about a year. Like our first, you said that our first live stream was not exactly a year from when we it was like
Right.
there was like 4 or 8 days off.
Our first live stream was on let me see, August 4th last year. Let me take my headphones out. I don't have my headphones. So our first live stream was on August 4th, 2020, when
Right.
I was debunking Orville rumor saying that it had been canceled.
Right.
And
Right. I could tell you that story from my perspective because I saw that article
yes.
and and it got me worried too. And I was like, well, hey, like I follow the producer and the producer follows me.
Hmm.
Why don't I just ask the producer? And so I tweeted Tom Costello. I was like, hey, this is going around. It's getting people worried. I
Hmm.
need to know if this is true or not. And he responded. He was like, that's bullshit. It's BS. It's not. Yeah.
Yes.
And so it was like, okay, so if it's BS, then why is he? So like I started asking him the
Hmm.
author questions on Twitter,
Correct.
and like where he got his sources from and blah blah blah, and he wouldn't, of course, he wouldn't tell me his sources, but
Right.
uh, but he guarantees that this is true, and so I was like, well, this is what Tom told me. So I mean, and he's the producer. And he's like, oh well, producers will lie. I was like, oh God, Jesus, shut the hell up.
God,
Yeah,
troll.
the guy ended up blocking me because I kept calling him. I kept calling him out on his lie. So,
Right.
um, here's the thing. Like that doesn't mean that this will not be the last season of the
No.
Orville. That's
No.
still undetermined. It was
Hmm.
just that this person jumped the gun and it was like, oh yeah, we know already because blah 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 whatever. I hope that the Orville gets at least 5 seasons, at the
Hmm.
most 7 seasons and one movie. Only one movie.
At least one
I don't want
movie.
them to ruin it. I don't want them to ruin it after that. You know what I mean? And then
Right.
so after that, like that's enough. And they all have to be like the same people doing it too. So
Right, exactly. But yeah, I remember you
yeah,
tagged me in the conversation because
I did.
Jack knows I'm huge into Orville and stuff like that. So I had just been in the community for a little over maybe 2 years at that point because I joined unofficially in 2017, and then I started becoming more and more active between 2018 and 2019. And I really didn't have my Orville voice at the time, folks. So, but Jack knew me from doing stuff with Orville Nation, and Jack basically was just saying, you know what, let me tag her in this post. And I didn't really know Jack and everything like that. I knew a little bit about Jack, but we started talking and everything like that. And he says, you know what, this guy thinks it's fake that Orville's, canceled, and he's convinced it's true. And I'm
You,
thinking,
if I had tagged you, probably the reason I had tagged you was because you were one of the bigger Orville fans I knew of. The
that's true.
three, in my opinion, the three biggest Orville fans are
Mm-hmm.
JP,
Mm-hmm.
PJ, and you.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So like so I might have tagged them as well. I don't know, but
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
You.
like I knew like we were already following each other or something. So I
Yes.
decided to tag you on it.
Right. I remember that. And so I said, okay, let me do a live stream debunking this. Because I kept asking the person after you tagged me in that post, I kept asking the person, where is your source material? Where is
He
your
has
source
none.
material?
You wouldn't give anything. You have to trust this person's word, and if you don't, he'll block you.
So basically, I was basically calling them out for their BS, saying, where's your source material? Where's your source material? And they really just could not come up with it. And Jack and I said, yeah, you're a liar. You're a troll. we'll block you, and we'll call you out. And I called them out right there on the stream. I remember that.
Yeah, I called them out, and I kept like there was like something that happened like oh, I think it was when they went back into production and afterwards or
Oh,
whatever.
right. That's right.
I said something. I said something about, oh, it's canceled again. Yeah, okay. And then like they blocked me afterwards. But it was like months. It was like months later. It was like months later, like after like the initial.
And then you tagged me again on that when I told the person. So if this is canceled, why are they releasing more and more material? You know,
like yeah, no. At you know, at some point, even they knew that, okay, the wait has been too long, and they had to show everyone that, yeah, we're in production now. And so during production, they released a lot of production photos in real time.
mm-hmm.
And they didn't spoil anything.
No,
but it was enough to show you, at the same time you had Jay Lee doing his in my trailer YouTube videos, where he was interviewing Orville casts and crew and stuff like that. So, just to show that, hey, like, we haven't been canceled. We're still in production. We got one more season to go, and we'll see what happens after that.
Exactly. And I was doing cast interviews with different crew members and stuff like that too. And they all kept reassuring me, we're coming back. It's just, we're on hiatus right now because of this whole COVID situation. And I said, okay.
Right.
They keep saying,
that was the other thing I did. Christmas time, around Christmas time, I cameoed a lot of the Orville cast, asking when they're going to be back in production, because I knew they were coming back. I was just curious as when, and then it was a Christmas time. I had just discovered Cameo, so I was like, By the way, Cameo can get really expensive.
Take your word for that one, because I've priced a couple of them. I'm like, geez.
Yeah, so and luckily a lot of the Orville cast are I don't know about now, but at that time were actually cheap. I spent $200.
Okay.
On all. Well, as I said, at first it was Scott Grimes that
Mm-hmm.
He never answered me back. I think he got weirded out by the beer money question.
Oh,
but Robert Picardo took his place in that. So I mean, overall, it all cost $200. And I was very pleased with the results. It was more of an experiment than anything.
That was so funny. Yes, we watched that the other day, folks, in case you guys didn't see it. So we watched this. It's on the last watch party discussion. So if you guys want to check that out, we watched the whole thing.
Yeah. So I think there was a live stream there where I was down, and so yeah.
But like I said, Jack and I have been talking and stuff like that. And he said, you know what? He's single. I'm single. Okay. Yeah. Let's try it.
Why not?
So
yeah, exactly.
So we've been together for 7 days now.
Like a week?
Yeah.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, but it's but like I said, we've been friends for over a year now. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, we get along really, really well. I mean, we really do. I mean, like I said, yes, he's on one coast, I'm on another, but someday we hope to change that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if you guys want to ask us questions, you can ask either one of us questions. We're happy to answer your questions. Just try to keep it appropriate. We're not going to
we haven't even officially actually met yet in face to face. So there's so.
But it's like we've met each other because, like I said, we talk constantly. We're constantly messaging each other. We've got each other's numbers. Yes, we do talk to each other. We haven't spoken on the phone yet, but we do talk online almost every day.
Yes.
So yeah. I mean, everybody goes well, who's Jack? Who's this Jack you're talking about? I go Jack's my boyfriend. And they're like, you have a boyfriend now? I'm like, yes. And Jack is my boyfriend. Because we've been friends.
Who's Jack? And it's who's Jack? Of course, nobody knows who I am because The only thing I'm really known for is like talking crap about Star Trek. So
Right, exactly. Now, one thing I will tell you guys straight up that I will defend Jack completely because we had an incident the other night with the bad troll. And she was literally bashing Jack. And I said,
she
enough is enough.
she's funny. You know, like okay, so she's 19, so I don't want to like
Right.
harp on that person too bad. But you know, like yeah, she has been like name calling me and stuff like that, and then wonders why people think she's being toxic or you know she makes weird accusations like lower decks is like the Orville. I don't understand. It's the stupidest comparison. It doesn't make sense. um yeah, that,
No.
you know when it comes to apples and oranges, those are apples and bananas. um so
Or two different galaxies.
basically, yeah. So I mean, but this person, they keep at one point they blocked me, and I was like, yes, they blocked me, but then they unblocked me. Is
Yeah,
whatever.
she blocked me because, like I said, I told her basically to shut up. If you can't say something nice to my
Yes, yeah,
shut up. She did not
yes.
like that.
You defended me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. It's fun talking to those type of people because it's like you know like they're all different types of crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah,
different.
they're different
And
levels of crazy. Yes.
and so like you know like for so this is the type of person where if you know like they got really mad when I retweeted one of her things and said
Oh,
tell me you haven't seen the
right.
Orville without telling me you
Tell
haven't
us
seen
that
the
you have seen
Orville.
the Orville, right?
But when you look at that tweet, it's all wrong. Like you know like they got nothing. Like it feels like they passively watched the Orville once years ago.
Yeah. It just went.
That's what it feels like. And she later admitted, yeah, that's what, she watched it once a year ago and then like she doesn't have the service anymore, so she can't watch it. So it's like, okay, well then like you really don't know what you're talking about.
Right, exactly. Like I will say, where's your source material?
Yeah.
I mean,
So
but
it
yeah.
was we had this whole thing about whether or not Bortus's porn
Oh
addiction was a collection or not. It
yes.
was yeah,
That was an
yeah.
intense one because I had to jump from my regular Twitter account to my Orville Twitter account because she had blocked me and stuff, but she was still tagging me in posts, folks. That's the crazy thing about it. She was still tagging me in tweets. And then
Yeah.
this, and
Yeah.
then this.
So those type of people, I mean, like, I don't mind talking to them as long as they're not threatening my kids or, like,
Mm,
yeah. I've had some like extreme
mm-hmm.
people who have, part of the reason, okay, I'm going to be honest. My real name is not Jack Beers, but the reason why I'm using a pseudonym is because, a few years ago, somebody looked up my kids, like the names of my kids, and then like started using them trying to like anger me and stuff like that. And I don't want to bring them into this because they don't really give a shit about Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they don't care. That's
Mm-hmm.
that not their thing. I don't want to bring them into that. So
Right.
I use a pseudonym.
Right.
I use a pseudonym.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I know Jack's real name, so, but I'm not going to reveal it unless Jack wants to reveal it. But if he doesn't, that's okay too.
It's not that. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out. Oh, I shouldn't be saying that, but it's not that hard to figure out. It's just
It's not what
if
it's not what you think his name is. I'll just say that.
yeah, yeah. But I use it. I use it to just throw off the haters. That's
Right.
basically. I just
And that makes sense.
want to
That
throw off
makes
the
sense.
haters.
That totally makes sense to me. I mean, but like I said, I always call him Jack, even though I know his real name and stuff. So yes. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, I think you got used to the Jack name, so it's fine.
I did. But yeah, I mean, I tease him and say he could call me Rose now. That's part of the reason why
Jack
I
and
wear a
Rose.
rose.
I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go. Get off me.
But yeah, she let him go. Shame on you. See, I'm
That
the
was a
opposite.
that was a funny like scene in Titanic, by the way.
Oh yeah, did you see the one that they
Like,
did?
and it's the saddest moment of the movie. And then, like, after she had been, I never let go, and then she,
See, that's ironic too that we both love Titanic too. We both love the Titanic history, guys. In case you guys didn't know, me and Jack love the Titanic history. That's one of our favorite things.
I'm a history guy, and so Titanic for me is like a rabbit hole because
Yes.
there's so much information about it that
Hmm.
there's a lot of information that's just scanned. You got like
Yes.
you have like a few lines from a book or something like that,
Hmm.
but something like that, like there is ample evidence of it,
Oh yeah, exactly.
and there's lots of sources.
Oh yeah. I have a lot of
Yeah,
Titanic stuff like that. I was trying to see if I can spot in my closet, but I don't see it right offhand. Let me see.
and
Yeah.
of course, the fact that we've already found the wreckage and we've brought a bunch of stuff back from it.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Exactly. I mean, Robert Ballard, when he made that discovery for it, it was like a treasure trove.
yeah.
So yeah. No, I can't find my book right now. But anyway, it's like, but it's crazy. Like I said, Jack and I both love Titanic. We both love history. Let's see. We both have similar taste in music, somewhat.
I like
Um,
rap and rock too.
I'm learning to like certain rap ones, as long as not every other word is a curse word.
Uh,
um,
what are your thoughts on There's a specific, you might not have heard it, but Eminem's "Lose Yourself." What are your thoughts on that? Because there's not really a lot of cuss words in that one. That's more of a motivation song.
that was not too bad. That's decent. I'll allow that.
Okay, I like that. I really
Um,
like that one.
that was decent. I mean, I like a. I also like a. Is he rap Nelly?
Nelly, yeah, yeah. There's a rapper called Nelly.
Yes. So I do like Nelly. I do like one of his songs that he sings with this country singer Tim McGraw over and over. I like that song.
Is that the song called "Over and Over"?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. So I like that one pretty well. But yeah, certain rap ones they're okay. But like I said, if after a while it's just like repetitive to me for a while. But rap's decent. We have similar taste in food items that we like.
sure.
Uh,
Yep.
we both want to travel. Uh,
Yes.
history we both love. We both love going to museums. That's our goal. Hopefully, when we meet each other, to tour all the
Go to a
museums.
bunch of museums. Yeah.
I mean, some people say, "Ew, why would you go to museums?" But the thing is, Jack and I both love history. We love history. That's our go-to.
I'm a pretty big. If you look at my blog before the Star Trek stuff happened,
Mm-hmm.
it's all history or activism.
Nice, nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
but and I know you did a lot of travel videos on your YouTube channel and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah. Every time I traveled, I took my camera with me.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, I love history. We both agree that math is our kryptonite. We hate it.
Yeah. Math's not my thing.
No, no. I mean, no. I have never liked math. I mean, thank God for calculators, like Jack said to me one
Yeah.
time. Thank God for
We
calculators.
have calculators in here, and that's what we use. Or I
We
can
don't
use
need the
this laptop
calculator
for a
up here. We don't
calculator.
need. We
Yeah.
don't need these. We both love reading and writing.
I'm
We have
much better at reading, writing than arithmetic.
same here. Same here. Yes.
And too much homework makes me sick.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Gives me a headache after a while.
No, like I hated it. It was like we're already home, bro. Like give us a break. I
Yeah.
hated it. It was
After
it was. I mean that tells me that those classes should have probably been 2 hours long instead of an hour.
mm,
But
yeah,
of
because some of them
course,
were
yeah,
just like tedious. Like I took someone in college. It was just like, oh no. Especially when we had to do these in-depth essay ones. Ugh. Oh, that was such a pain in the neck.
we had we had to write like a certain type of essay, right?
Oh yeah.
In order to like graduate. That was one of our big things is we had to
Oh
like,
yeah.
and then they gave us like plenty of chances. So eventually like like I got it right and I passed, but it was just more of like a like um I would want I'm good at writing it, but their whole thing was like you keep going off subject.
That's my problem too. My teacher will tell me, or they'll say, "You need to fix your grammar." I
My
mean,
grammar was fine. They didn't say much
okay.
about my grammar. It was my spelling and I kept going off subject. I'm not the best spellers. Autocorrect has been like a miracle for me
But yeah,
recently because
but autocorrect misspells my name.
yeah, autocorrect is not perfect, but autocorrect has saved me from like suddenly
True.
I know how to type things much better. Like because I'll type it and then autocorrect corrects it and I'll remember it. I was like, oh, so that's how it's spelled, and then yeah, afterwards
Like,
I'll
oh,
spell it right.
like duh. See, I'm a good speller now. That is one thing I am. I'm a pretty good speller. I always will check things several times and then go, oh shoot, I misspelled that.
Right. I
Um,
know the difference between here, here, there, there. Like so
yeah,
I'm good with that.
yeah. Let's see. We both have military backgrounds because I took a military course and you were in the Navy.
I was in the Navy for 4 years. Yes, I was a master at arms. I
Okay,
made
that
it to I
was
made it
that.
to E4.
Okay, so I had a similar rank. Mine was a master sergeant in the Air Force class I was in. So
Right.
that's kind
I was E4 is petty officer third class, and
of
my
okay.
and my job, of course, my job was I was a master at arms. So a master at arms is basically Navy police. I was
Okay.
a cop, and
I had to do something similar, yes, when I was in ROTC class. I was on flag detail. So basically, at the end of the day, we had to fold the flags at the end of the day.
okay, yeah, yeah. So yeah, and I was a Navy cop, and I did that for a while. I did security after I got out.
Yep, same here.
Um,
We
I,
both did
I
security jobs.
I was not satisfied with that job.
Hmm.
And so I switched jobs. I now work somewhere else. I'm not going to say right now. I'm not going to say where right now, but
Hmm.
I'm secure financially to an
Yes,
extent. To an extent, and I'm so far so good with my job. I've been working at it for 12 years.
nice. But yeah, we both did security because I did security too in a different way. He did it with mostly with the celebrities. I did it at the sporting events. So it's kind of ironic that we both did security, but in different ways.
And I have a lot of celebrity stories if you want to
There's
pick
a
my
lot of
brain.
fun of. I've heard the stories, but I love hearing the stories from Jack. I love hearing Jack tell the stories.
I
um,
tell him I tell him like as like I at the time I was doing that job, I had this like persona that where I hated the job I did because I would all there's complaints to that job too, so I would complain when I wanted to, but realistically I loved the job. I loved it.
mhm,
Um, it was one of my favorite things I ever did. I met so many people. Like
mhm.
it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Yes,
That and the
yes,
Comic Con stuff I did, I'm always going to be proud of.
yeah. He does some fun Comic Con. I've seen some of his clips for that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So yeah, I got really close to Kevin Smith during those years.
nice. Let's see
Yeah.
what else we have in common. I think, yeah, we both have similar taste in our favorite fruits and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Let me see. What else do we have in common? Our style of dress. We really don't dress up that often unless we're doing something like, say, this or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
I normally I wear this just this gray
T-shirt.
t-shirt. Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm on a live stream with my girlfriend for the first time. I better dress up a little bit.
Yeah. That's not so we dress up. See, it's funny. He's wearing blue and I'm wearing pink. And I normally don't wear makeup that often, but yeah, I decided to dress up a little. I said, you know what? I don't get to do live stream with my boyfriend, so sure, what the heck? Let me dress up a little.
Yeah, yeah. Introduce my oh man, his eye is really twitching. I don't can you see that? His left eye is like gone completely
It's like
blank.
it's blinking.
This it's supposed to blink. It's like supposed to blink. It's like an eye that blinks and then like looks around and blinks and looks around and blinks. This eye is completely glitched out. Like I don't know what's going on with that. I think I need to like stop it and restart it again. I know the batteries are fresh, so I know it's not that.
I don't know, unless there's some kind of glitch in the wire.
Maybe there's that. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I only spent $70 on it, so I mean, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Excuse me. But yeah, I still like it. Like it looks cool.
Yeah, he's cool.
Maybe I can go back to that spirit store and get like an
Ooh.
eye patch and
Oh,
like
that was
patch his ass up, right?
yes. Uh, but yeah, we've got similar taste in TV shows that we like too. Obviously, Orville's our favorite.
Of course. But
I
like
mean,
besides that, we're really big Star Trek buffs.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, we're both into science fiction. We both really are.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like the Orville's inspired by like Star Trek and stuff like that.
Of course.
Yes, yeah. So that's one of the reasons it feels more like Star Trek than Star Trek is.
Exactly. It's what Gene Roddenberry would be pleased with. The newer one, no.
Yeah,
He's rolling in his grave in horror like, no.
and you got these people who like all you need to do is just say Discovery is not Star Trek, and they like
Oh, they're ready to
you,
burn you with
attack
a stake. They're ready to stone you.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're ready. Yeah, they're ready to do all sorts of stuff. It's weird. As I said, there's a reason why my name is now Jack Beers. It's there's a reason for that.
I've seen it because I've seen his tweets. And like I said, this girl didn't like me defending Jack because she didn't know what to say when I said, that's my boyfriend you're talking about. Leave him alone. She's like, lock.
Right. Yeah. So it was
I was just like, you know what? Well, don't trash talk my boyfriend. Leave him alone.
well, I mean, I even asked her at one point because she was like, "Oh, like toxic fans are like this and like that." I was like, "Okay, well then you just did that because you called me a coward and blah blah blah. So why are you doing that?" Like I was actually like openly asking that, like
right,
why?
Exactly.
And then like she just came back with like another whataboutism.
She was just nasty. She was as nasty as could be.
Yeah,
honestly.
and then she blocked me and then she unblocked me and I don't know.
Then she blocked me.
She wants to pretend she's not a toxic fan.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding, girlfriend.
Yeah. I as I said, I don't want to harp on her too much. She's young.
No, I'm not gonna say her name on here, folks. I mean,
yeah, exactly. It's just it was just a funny experience. That's all. And she's still like I've noticed that she's like arguing with a bunch of my followers right now. So I'm not even. I've been staying away from it because I'm just.
Yeah, I think she's scared to trash talk Jack around me though, knowing I'm going to be around it and say nope.
I mean, like I understand why you got angry. She called me a coward, and it was like I haven't done anything to like be called that. So I was like, whatever.
But I even though you didn't say anything, that's when I jumped on her. I said, "How dare you call
her
a coward?"
I mean, I'll normally ignore that stuff. Because I feel like if I turn around and I start name calling back,
right,
whatever message that I'm trying to pull out is not gonna stick.
Mm-hmm.
So I ignore. I let them do that. I just whatever, they can call me whatever they want. It doesn't anger me. They don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't anger me. So it's like it's more about trying to get my message out. Yeah,
Exactly. But yeah, like I
yeah.
said, I don't think she expected me to jump in to say something because I think she was thinking,
I
oh yeah,
didn't expect you to, to be honest.
but I wasn't gonna let her call you a coward. Nobody calls my
Right?
boyfriend
I
a
get
coward.
it. I get it.
I mean, come on, somebody had to defend you. You couldn't defend yourself, but only so much that is.
Right.
But
I mean,
yeah.
it was more about like just taking her accusations and turning around on her because she
Hmm.
was obviously projecting.
Exactly. But no,
Yeah,
we'd had enough. We like I said, but Jack knows I'll defend him, and I know he'll defend me. So
of course.
let me see what else do we have in common. Oh yeah, we have similar taste in sports. We're not too crazy about sports in certain
I'm
ways.
not a sports guy. I'm not a
No.
sport. The most I was ever into sports was as a teen. I was into wrestling.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in my teen early 20s, and then well, I have a story about this. I don't know if I've told you this. So there's a reason why I got out of wrestling. Like like I got tired of it, or it was just kind of like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so. 2006, 2006.
Okay.
Um, I was at the sports arena, and they were
Mm-hmm.
doing a WWE event. It was well, it was a ECW event first, and then it was a WWE event.
Mm-hmm.
So they did their earlier show and whatever, but when they did their I think it was SmackDown because it was the fist that was out there. It was SmackDown,
Mm-hmm.
and so you know I got to see like the Undertaker. I got to see Kane. I got to see not Eddie Guerrero, but his brother or cousin or something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Chavo Guerrero, and I got to see Rey Mysterio, who was actually locally from San Diego.
Nice.
I got to see Rob Van Dam. I got to see all these wrestlers that I saw like when I was younger, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, cool! It's it's cool, so cool to like see these people. And so I was stationed. Where I was stationed was in a corner. I was stationed in the corner of that arena,
Okay.
right, an open corner where like
Mm-hmm.
you can see the crowd, the crowds can see you and all that, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
not backstage, but like in that
Right.
area where
Off to the side somewhere. Yeah.
we're like the backstage people could come in or whatever. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so we had like I was talking to one of my coworkers, and my coworkers like immediately noticed Chris Benoit. He was a wrestler.
Okay. Yeah.
They they noticed Chris Benoit at the doorway, and he's kind of like peeping in, like
Yeah. Try. Yeah.
just checking out the area.
Right. 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 Right.
And I see him. I was like, oh, and me and my persona, I was like, oh yeah, that's Chris Benoit. Yeah, you're right. And then I kind of went back to my thing because I was my whole thing is I'm trying not to show that I'm excited. The moment you show excitement for that type of
Right.
stuff,
That, they think you're going fanboy, fangirl kind of mode. Yes.
exactly. So so yeah, I put on a persona where I acted like I didn't care, and so he comes out and he starts looking at the curtains. He starts looking at the crowd. Starts looking at us. He looks at the curtains in the crowd. He looks at us again. He's like, he comes up to me and he says, "Hey, can you find somebody to get that curtain moved? It looks like these audience members can't see because of this curtain."
Mm.
And I was like, "Yes, sir. I can get someone to do that." And he was like, "Thanks." And then like by then like he had come out, so people were like cheering him. So he looked back at the crowd and he waved and he smiled. And well, Chris Benoit, one of the things he used to be very well known for was his gap teeth.
Oh,
He had
right.
a gap between his two front teeth.
That's
And
right.
so I saw that and I was like, oh my God, like I had like in my head, I had the fanboy moment, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then he just left. And then he didn't say bye or not. He just left. But I loved that. I loved at the time, I loved that moment. 6 months later, let's fast forward 6 months later. I get a
Mm-hmm.
call from a friend of mine who knows this story, knows that I met him, and says, "Hey, did you hear what happened with Chris Benoit?" I was like, no, what's up? He's like, oh, the news is saying that he killed his family and hung himself. And I was like, what the, like what the. So I
Wow.
immediately look up the news, and yes, apparently 6 months after I met this man, he 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 killed his family and hung himself.
Mm.
And wow, like the attitude change I had about that moment. Like I kept analyzing that moment as if like
Yeah.
could I have
Triggered it. Yeah.
no, not triggered it, but could I
Yeah.
have noticed that there was something wrong? No,
Right.
he wasn't focused on that at the time. He was
Mhm.
focused on like the
Yeah.
actual event and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I mean, like, still, like, it was just like, wow. Like, I kept looking back at it. It was like,
Mhm.
I never would have thought, I never would have figured, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yeah, apparently he was one of those type of people, and sadly, that's what happened. Anyways, that was a downer. I'm sorry.
That's okay, but that's still quite a story to think about. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's crazy, but yeah, like I said, we have similar tastes. We're not too much into sports. Like I said, long
Yeah, I'm
story
not a
short.
sports guy, but that was one of my sports. I also met Kobe Bryant once.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember that story.
Yeah,
So if you ever want to hear about the Chick-fil-A story, just it's
he gave me Chick-fil-A.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's a
nice.
long story of how he ended up with Chick-fil-A from Kobe.
Oh
So,
no, no, yeah. The story is long. I mean, it's not that. I mean, it is kind of. Yeah.
but it's still kind of a cool story. But like I said, let's see, what else do we have in common? Mm, we really don't have a particular ringtone on our phones. I do now, but yeah.
I used to have like I used to be very particular about my ringtones. Now it's just like a beep.
Yeah, I used to
I'm
customize. It's like it's all the same
the
now.
the older I get, the less I care about the custom. I love the custom. I used like at one point I was like, I'm only gonna get Android stuff because
Mhm.
Apple stuff they don't let you customize.
No,
But
they don't.
now that I'm like older and stuff, it's like I don't even really care about the customization.
Yeah, see, I used to customize all the mine all the time. Now it's just like now that I found this one app that has the Orville theme, I said, you know what? Great, make them all Orville.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I said okay, but I'm just trying to find the one for me and Jack because we have a particular song and it is from Orville. It's the song that Laura and Gordon sing together. That's all I have to say.
Right. And that's the name of the song.
Hmm. And that's
Yeah.
basically all we have to say sometimes to each other. It's just at the very end of our nights, we'll say, "That's all I have to say is I love you."
Yeah.
That's all. That's how we wrap up almost every night, saying "I love you" basically before we go to bed. I mean,
Hmm.
I mean, it's a sweet way. I mean, it really is. Let me think. Is there anything with us we have in common? I think we probably like the same kinds of vegetables mostly. I'm not sure. The only one I'm not too
Um,
crazy about is radishes.
I mean, vegetables are the ones without seeds, right?
Some of them.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I'm a big spinach guy.
Okay, I'm a big broccoli girl. So,
I'm fine with broccoli too, but I actually really like spinach for some reason.
spinach
And
is
it's
good.
not has. I mean, like I know, like when I was a kid, it was because it was Popeye and stuff like that.
Right?
But like honestly, as an adult, what happened?
Some fell over. Some fell over. I'll pick it up. Hold on. Let me see.
Okay, okay,
Okay. Keep going.
yeah, but yeah, so yeah, I was as a kid, it was one thing, but like as an adult, it's a different aspect.
Yeah.
It's a different, whole different thing now.
Yeah.
Um,
Your
there's a
taste
whole
buds.
different reason now. It's yeah, I really genuinely like it. um, yeah, so I mean, so yeah, I'll eat the hell out of spinach or broccoli. I like cream of
Yeah.
broccoli, in fact.
Yes, if it's done right. Yeah. Sometimes I put like shredded cheese in mine, make like broccoli and cheese kind of thing.
I don't mind cheese with my broccoli.
I mean, I can do it with it, or I can do it without it, or I'll just steam it and I'll just roast it and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Let me see. Well, let me think. What else? I'm more of the musically talented one with music and stuff like that than Jack is.
Hmm.
Because I learned piano and clarinet, and I'm wanting to learn guitar, even though I have one, but I haven't really taught myself. So yeah.
I will say this: I can probably sing the Phantom's lines.
Yes.
He's a tenor and I'm a tenor, so I think I could do it. I think I could pull it off.
You probably could. Just like I could be definitely Christine because I'm a soprano.
Hmm.
So yes, even though I don't look like Christine. Let me see. We both, well, I don't wear them normally, but Jack does. Jack wears hats and stuff like that, but we both wear hats. So.
Yes, yes. This is my hat. I took it off for now, but this is so it's a normal black. I don't like wearing hats with like logos on it normally.
I can understand that one.
So I always buy black hats.
Mm-hmm.
But when Tom Constantino sent me this Orville pin that's on here, I I decided to put it on and like sport that because it's very subtle. Um, like they don't, it's not like plastered all over my shirt or
No,
something like that. It's very
no.
subtle on my head. Um, they don't have, they 90% of the time nobody asks about it, nobody cares, nobody says anything. Um, a little bit, sometimes someone would be like, "Oh, what's that on your head?" And I'll say,
Right,
"Oh,
right, right,
Orville,
right,
blah
right.
blah 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 blah," or they'll say, "I
So,
like
so,
the pin on your
so.
hat,"
Right, right,
and
right.
I'll say, "Oh yeah, yeah, it's Orville, yeah." So
Mm-hmm.
that's basically what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like it was my first piece of Orville collectibles. It was the first thing I
Right.
was given that was Orville
Mm-hmm.
related. So I was, the fact that it was from one of the producers, I really appreciated it. Um, you don't see that with the current rendition of Star Trek. You don't
Mm-mm.
see producers, treating their fans that way. In fact, they mostly just ignore everyone's tweets. They don't.
Exactly.
They don't associate. They don't have back and forth with their fans on Twitter.
Mm-mm. No.
Um, and for the most part, if there is anyone that has a back and forth, it's like Wilson Cruz who will like fight you.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Or blocking
Unfortunately,
people right and left.
and then
Yeah.
and he's blocked me because I said
Mm.
something negative about his character and he took it personally. It was so stupid.
Which
But
is fun.
anyways,
I mean,
and I didn't. Yeah,
as
I
far
didn't
as
even
I
tag him.
know, in the Orville's, I don't think anybody in the Orville community has ever, like of the main cast. I don't think they've ever blocked anybody, as far as I know. If they
They,
have,
se- I mean, they seem very open. Like I mean, we got to talk to Jay Lee,
yes.
and he was very, like other than I think misinterpreting my Geordie joke. I think I think he was very, like he was very open.
He was. I mean, he knows who
You know.
Jack is. He knows who I am. I mean, because even though he doesn't say my name right, he just says, "Okay, yeah, well, where is she?" And he knew exactly who I was.
Oh no, yeah, he was waiting for you because like
He's
he
looking
knows like
around. The host of that panel is saying, "This is so and so. This is so
that's
and so," and he
that's
says,
why I say you are definitely one of the biggest Orville fans because these people know you.
"They do, they do." And like I said,
Yeah,
that's why I told people if
I
I
don't.
ever get a boyfriend, he's gonna have to be in the Orville community. There we
Oh
go.
yeah, and here I am.
Yes, and we mesh well together. We really do. Mm, but yeah, I mean, like I said, our next goal is working on meeting each other. That's our next goal, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to eventually fly you over here and show you the Hollywood treatment, even though I
Yes,
live in San Diego.
that's still Hollywood treatment because you're in California.
The story behind that is so actually so I have a daughter and she's 18. She's she's trying to figure life. She's trying to figure stuff out, and it's hard for her, especially in her situation. She lives in West Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
um, and so she like she really got into View Askew movies. View Askew movies are directed by Kevin Smith,
Mm-hmm.
and so I myself was a Kevin Smith fan when his movies came out in the 90s, when they first came out in the 90s. She
Right.
discovered those movies. And so she discovered them and she loved them and stuff like that. And so I was talking about Cameo earlier. I was trying to figure out how to help her make her feel better about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just I figured it out. I decided, well, if I get a cameo of Kevin Smith at giving like her advice and motivating her and giving her inspiration or something like that, that should be every time she feels a certain type of way, she can watch that video and feel good and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So that's what I did. I sent a cameo to Kevin Smith. I explained the situation and I asked him, to inspire her.
Right.
So he seemed to have taken it very seriously. And so in his cameo response, he, responds to her, talks about, I get like how life is at this time and stuff like that. But there's something you should never think about, because she was thinking about certain things at that time. I was like, you shouldn't even think about that.
Right.
In fact, if you want something to hold on to, we're filming a new movie this fall, Clerks 3.
Mm-hmm.
We film that movie, you get to come to the set and visit. You can bring a parent, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring a parent and whatnot, and you can enjoy the back. The back. We're gonna have Rosario Dawson. We're gonna have Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it really got her excited. It got me excited because I realized as a Kevin Smith fan, I get to like share this with my daughter.
Right.
So after the video, I keep a correspondence with them on email.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm talking to Jordan Monsanto, who's Jason Mewes' wife, and she's the one who runs like most of their business and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so like she seemed excited about the idea too and stuff like that, but she was also like, there may be like union rules, before we like,
right.
there may be union rules that might prevent this. So like, don't be too surprised if that happens. So, I mean, like she was open with that and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right. So that was in February. That happened in February.
Right.
By July, we knew like from Kevin Smith's Twitter that he was going to be flying to New Jersey and he was going to be staying there for at least a few months.
Correct.
So I was pretty sure what he was going to be doing there. He was going to be filming Clerks 3. So I emailed her again and she was like, okay, like, yeah, we're in pre-production right now. She was like, don't say anything, but we're in pre-production right now. This is like before they announced it, yeah. So, but we'll get back to you in a day or two about like your status and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. She comes back about, a few days later and she says, unfortunately, union COVID rules prevent guests, current union COVID rules prevent any guests from visiting the set.
Mm.
And so they had to cancel it. And it's not, I don't blame Kevin Smith for that. No. It's not his fault.
No.
Everything he tried to do was like, oh my God, like nobody, I never thought anyone would like do that for my kid. You know what I mean? So right. But it was just the union rule. It was just circumstances. And so
exactly. So that we can control. Yes.
Yeah. And so that broke my heart. And to be even more heartbreaking, I had to tell this to my kid.
Yeah.
And so, that moment she was waiting for was now gone.
Yeah.
and I
Mm-hmm.
felt bad. So I was like, you know what? I got to make up for this somehow. So my idea to her was, hey, you know, she still needed to get her like ID and stuff like that to fly. And so I told her, once you get your ID, um, you know, come down here to San Diego. I'll fly you over, and we'll visit Universal Studios Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I might not be able to show you like this small scale Clerks production, but maybe I can make up for you like showing you like the back lot of Universal Studios, showing you how movies are made. You know, kind of the same way like my parents like took me
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And so that's the plan. And of course, now that you're involved, you were like, oh, maybe I can come along, tag along. It's like, yes, definitely, that would be cool. That would be a cool way to meet you. Like I can show you Hollywood.
Exactly. I mean, I've never been to California. I've never been there, so yeah. But yeah, that'd be
Long story just to make that one point.
but it's still kind of cool when you think about it. To think about, you know what, our first meet would be something like that. It would be like epic. It would be special.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like there's and Hollywood is as long as you're staying in the right parts, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like it's fine.
Mhm.
It's fine. But like outside of it, it's a little. You're gonna see some ghetto parts.
Yeah, there's some like up here because I'm near Washington D.C. area. I mean, Jack knows that and everything like that. But yeah, around here it's ghetto. Because we were chatting one night and he was having problems with somebody on his porch, and I was in my living room and somebody sneezed. I could hear them all the way from my living room. I said, "Holy crap! Somebody just sneezed."
Oh yeah. No, like that was a legend, right? That was Legend who came by, a guy who called
Yes.
himself Legend. He okay. So I realized that I have seen him before, but I just didn't recognize him because
Okay.
he would always come by with a and drop a girl off in his motorcycle here in front of the
Mhm.
porch, right? And so he would
Okay.
see my. I have you can't really see. I have a lot of decoration, like Halloween
Yes.
deck. I'm already decked out for Halloween.
He is,
And
folks.
so and so he noticed that obviously I got bones, you know,
Hmm.
but he noticed it, and so like at one point, there's the side door. The side door has problems, so he came by and he asked me, hey, like he had walked a, he had walked a dog. I think it's the girl's dog.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was like, hey, can you let me in from this door? I was like, okay, I let him in, and the dog was just like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah." Like I was like, and he was very apologetic, right?
Like, I'm so sorry, man. I didn't know he was going to do that.
Yeah, basically, right? And so I was like, whatever, it's fine. Like, and I like came back to my porch and I was like talking to you and everything, and then he shows up on the other side of my porch, like, hey, I want to apologize again for my dog. I don't. It wasn't his. I think it was his girl's dog, but it was just like, and I was like, don't worry, it's a dog. I know they're protective and blah 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 blah. No worries, But and then he like had this conversation with me, and then at the very end it was like, oh, my name is Legend. My name is Legend. And I was like, all right, Legend. All right, Legend. Nice to meet you.
Like, hi, bye.
But if you don't mind, like I'm kind of like I'm doing my own thing here. I kind of want to like be alone. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
I'm trying to text my girl, please.
yeah.
But yeah, I was in the other room and everything like that. And I was like, okay. And then I hear, I was like,
Oh yeah. At one point he sneezed. Yeah, at one point he sneezed. I think. Yeah.
oh no, he was at your end. But on my end, somebody was sneezing too. We both started laughing in the conversation. So I was like, oh my God, it's spreading. Because like I said, my neighbor downstairs, my neighbor I think is on the second floor. I'm on the third floor, folks. So I hear this. I said, holy crap, somebody in my apartment just sneezed.
Yeah.
It was too funny. But yeah, like I said, yeah, Jack and I do plan on meeting each other. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna take it as far as we can. I have a good feeling that it's gonna go as far as we can with this. I really do. Without getting into too much
I have high
details.
hopes. I have high hopes.
We both do. We both do.
And that's not normal. I don't normally have very high hopes about like stuff that's going on with myself.
But yes, like I said, I don't have any jewelry on my fingers yet, guys. But you never know.
Well, we'll see.
We will see.
That the time will tell.
Yes, it will tell. I mean, like I said, Jack and I are, like I said, we started out as friends and it's now deeper than friends.
Yep.
Do you got any questions for me, Jack?
No, I mean we've been talking for a while. I mean, like I'm
That's
not
true.
sure. I'm not sure. I mean, like I don't know really much to ask. I mean, other than just how is your day and stuff like that.
Right. I mean, we ask each other how our day is going. I mean, we mess each other multiple times throughout the day, folks. In case you didn't know, we do.
I mentioned earlier today I had a rough day.
Yeah,
But it's been much better. It's been much better since.
Well, good. I'm glad I was able to help with that. Good. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we have a good relationship with each other. We really do. I mean, everybody's surprised, but as you guys see, Jack is the real deal. I'm the real deal. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up here, folks. So Jack and I will be doing a watch party again on Thursday night for Orville, our favorite, at 7 p.m. for episodes 4 and 5 of season 2. Nothing Except All the Fishes and All the World is Birthday Cake. So if you want to participate on that, let me know. We'll add you in. So you guys have a good rest of your night, and we will see you soon. Good night.
Bye bye.